guys? We're back for another Dokkan battle video. And we are here in the middle of this Angel transforming Golden Frieza celebration over here on JP. Now, there's a few things to talk about, right? As to why I think there's going to be a Part 2 LR, probably somewhere around maybe like October 20th or so, I think, is what we're probably going to see. I believe October 20th is when Part 2 starts. Well, actually, hold on, let me take... Okay, so we have the celebration info that we're going to take a look at in a second, right? So, this video, we're going to sort of go over, like, who could be the Part 2 LR. I also have a bunch of previous Part 2 LRs pulled up, because sometimes the Part 2 LR does actually have a meaning, like, to the theme of the celebration and something like that. I'm also not counting the big celebrations, right? Like, the 4-year anniversary, right? Part 2 LRs were both, like, GT themed, right? Or, like, the worldwide download celebration, the LRs that we got was the LR Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta, but it's like those big celebrations have, like, obvious themes, right? LR Goku and Frieza was a Part 2, where the whole, like, theme was basically Goku and Frieza, right? So, we're not really looking at the big celebrations, but more so, like, the smaller stuff, right? Like the Namek Goku celebration, where Part 2 was LR Full Power Frieza, right? Which is definitely, obviously, he is completely, tying in, right, to, the celebration theme. So, this Frieza's Revived Warrior, Otherworld Warrior, and he's also a Tournament of Power. So, really, those are, I would say, like, the big, like, sort of, like, key things about him. If the LR would be related to him in some way, it would be one of those three, right? Universal Survival Saga, Revived Warrior, Otherworld Warrior. So, if we go into this celebration, right? Okay, what I want to see... Yeah, okay, there you go. The Elder Kai banner. We've gone over this several times, but now what they do with these Elder Kai banners is they drop them on the day that banners go live. Like, that, they pretty much always do this. Now, with the worldwide download celebration, they made the Elder Kai banners go live on different days on Global and JP, just to sort of confuse us a little bit, I think. But, you know, outside of, like, normal celebrations and stuff like that, it seems like they don't care, right? So the 20th is where we could see... the 20th is not necessarily when Part 2 would begin, but this is where we could see the Part 2 LR drop, right? The only thing about that, right, is that at the time I'm recording this, we literally just got Kid Boo's EZA info 3 hours ago, right? So we're going to get a data download tomorrow. Well, no, I guess that would work, because then we could get a data download on the 19th. Yeah, or the 19th or the 18th. So this would actually work. Yeah, and then we could get the Twitter reveal on the 18th, which is so exactly a week. Yeah, okay. Actually, this would work, right? Because Kid Boo's details come out right here. Data download, release. This could be the same thing for the LR, right? Twitter reveal, data download, release for the LR. So, actually, yeah, it does line up perfectly. Okay, cool. Okay. That's interesting. So the 20th, right? The rest of the celebration, by the way, again, we do have the Kid Buu EZA chain battles currently going on, right? And then, of course, this new challenge event, which drops in 2 days. Right now, we don't know any details about this, but, you know, we'll see once it actually drops. It seems as though there's probably going to be a world tournament in Part 2 as well, with the Raditz event returning in Raditz's EZA area. Whenever those come back, it means, you know, expect a world tournament, which, oh my God, am I not ready for a world tournament, dude, but whatever. Okay, so we've established that it definitely looks as though there's going to be a Part 2 LR coming. Now, real quick, hold on, let me just pull him up real fast, and we're going to get to the rest of these. Okay, we got to talk about God Goku. The reason we're talking about God Goku is because his release date, November 14th of 2019, last year, in 2019, right, we had the 300 million download celebration where the LR Android 16, 17, and 18 came out for Part 2, but that's a themed celebration, so I didn't pull them up because it's not really relevant, right? The big celebrations are always themed like that. So, we did not get an LR in October last year, and we got one in November instead, right? Now, this year, things are a little bit different. I think the LR is not going to be November, but it's going to be here in October. And the reason for this is because of the Dragon Ball Heroes 10-year anniversary, right? Which is in November. So, what I'm expecting is we're probably going to get our first Dragon Ball Heroes Dokkan Fest in November. And like it's probably just like November's probably going to be insane with like Dragon Ball Heroes and shit like that. Who knows? Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, God Trump, like it's going to be insane, right? It's just going to be absolutely nuts beyond belief. So with that in mind, right? You know, by the way, God Goku, as far as like did the part 2 correlate at all to part 1, did not, because God Goku came right after STR Cooler released. So God Goku obviously had nothing to do with STR Cooler, right? So keep that in mind. So basically what I'm saying is I don't think we're going to get a Legendary Summon LR in November this year. We're going to get it in October. We're going to skip November. Maybe it'll be a Dokkan Fest exclusive LR for Dragon Ball Heroes. You know, we'll see. And then we'll probably get our double rates, like LR for Christmas like we always do in December, right? That's sort of what I'm thinking is going to happen. So then we have Vegeta and Nappa. So on JP, right, they came with Blue Kaioken Goku. It was kind of a weird celebration because, like, the celebration had the Krillin EZA, like, going on and stuff like that. So it's like, or not the Krillin EZA, but the Krillin Prime battle plus Kaioken Blue Goku. Like, it was definitely a very weird celebration. But, you know, I would argue that Vegeta and Nappa didn't really have much to do with the main Dokkan Fest unit, which, you know, for this celebration, of course, is Frieza. We had LR Kale and Khalifa. Now, this is weirdness because this is, like, global first sort of, like, Shaft and shenanigans, right? Where, you know, Hit came out for Christmas, then Hit drops in April for JP, and then here we go, you know, JP gets a part 2 with LR Kale and Khalifa, who for a long time were the best unit in the game, and no one talks about them anymore, but it's not, they haven't really aged that much. The only thing I would argue is that, you know, they're obviously not the greatest ever in, like, you know, some of these Super Battle Road stages where they're not going up against Pure Saiyans or Universal Survival Saga enemies. And, you know, Super Battle Road to me is by far and away the hardest content in the game. And, like, the way I grade units, I definitely will grade units a little bit better if their performance is better in Super Battle Road. Just because, again, like, every other event in the game, it feels like fodder, child's play compared to the difficulty that Super Battle Road can have, right? So we're continuing on. We had this Broly. Now, this wasn't necessarily one of these monster celebrations like the way some of these others were. Like, you know, I don't know. Would we count Tanabata as a monster celebration or Goku Day? Probably not. I mean, maybe Tanabata, I guess, might fall into it, but definitely not Goku Day, right? It usually you get something special, but it's not like some huge monstrous thing. It was in 2019 with Broly and Goku, Gohan, and Goten for global first, right? But like this Broly obviously does fit that theme, right? Like he matched up with the Gohan and Goten. Obviously he was tremendously good and stuff like that, right? We had Full Power Frieza, of course. He came with Namek Goku, so he did fit the theme last year in June, so that's important. UI Goku. Now, this is a bit of an odd one, because on Global, you know, he had nothing to do with Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but then on JP, he was basically the Part 2 LR following Kefla, right? So, again, things get a little bit wonky. Insane to think that this guy came out on, like, June 16th. When did Goku and Vegeta come out? On the 30th? Like, they were really that close to each other? Let me double check here. Yeah, they were 2 weeks apart. LRUI Goku and Kaioken Blue Goku and Evolution. That's insane to think about. 2 weeks apart, okay. Then we had LR Cell, right, who was before the 250 million download celebration. This guy did match the theme because MVP Android 17 was the Dokkan Fest that came out on, like, July 31st of 2018. Now, obviously, Cell is not from the Tournament of Power the way Android 17 is, but Android 17, at the time, was the Android category leader, right? He introduced the Android category into the game, so that's an important thing. Well, him and, you know, Android 21, right? So Cell did fit the theme. So, now that we sort of looked at all those different Part 2 LRs, right, what could we see as, like a Part 2 LR here? Now, with like sort of the knowledge that Dragon Ball Heroes is hanging over this, I really feel like, you know, because we don't know for sure, right? Are they just going to do a Dragon Ball Heroes banner, or are they going to really pull out one of the big ones for a Dragon Ball Heroes like Dokkan Fest exclusive LR or something like that? I really feel like they could. I think we have a very decent chance we're going to see something big, monstrous on that level. So I do actually think they could pull out a really big gun for this like Part 2 LR. Now, for both Gogeta, I mean, people, oh, Gogeta and Vegito again. Oh, like, relax. As far as Super Gogeta and Super Vegito go, right? Honestly, like, you know, the physical Vegito, the AGL Super Vegito are solid, right? Like, this guy is very, very solid. I mean, better than solid. They're really good, right? They're the fusions. The way they age is just very good. This guy's going to get an EZA, and he, you know, could become one of the best. Like, he could be physical Vegito Blue, like, or something like that, like, when this guy gets his EZA. But, I mean, you have a hole for a standalone. Oh, I like the way that looks. That's kind of cool. But you have a hole for a standalone LR. Man, you do. Like you could drop, they could drop LR Super Gogeta right now, right? Are people going to pass up on that banner? No, they will not. People will summon like crazy. Just having gotten out of the worldwide download celebration where people were spending like crazy, and then, you know, prior to Heroes where people will probably also spend like crazy, now is the perfect time for them to drop like standalone LR Super Gogeta. People would go crazy, and I'm sure, like, you know, people could be more happy with pulling like a standalone LR Super Gogeta than if they pulled like, you know, whatever Dragon Ball Heroes unit is. Who knows, right? Because Gogeta at least is like from original Dragon Ball Z, whereas the Heroes stuff, like, there's people who don't like Heroes because it's just, you know, I struggle to say made up because it's like, you know, I don't know. Some people do get really carried on about canon and stuff like that, right? Also, by the way, this unit right here, we're going to get like a new version of this, similar to what we got with the STR Vegito. I kind of think we could see that for New Year's, but obviously if they do drop a legendary summon Super Gogeta, then this will probably be delayed for a while. You know, we'll see. So Gogeta, I think, is a real possibility. Another one that I do think is actually a decent enough possibility here is Mecha Frieza. We've never really gotten a great Mecha Frieza. They could easily drop a legendary summon Mecha Frieza. Mecha Frieza probably could warrant a Dokkan Fest exclusive. Like, you know, I literally could see like the little teaser, like, oh, Frieza returning, Goku didn't beat him type thing, right? Like Dokkan event teaser in the news. So I could see Mecha Frieza getting a Dokkan Fest event. But, I mean, honestly, between Mecha Frieza and Trunks deserves a Dokkan Fest way more than this Frieza. And that Trunks Dokkan Fest has not materialized yet. But that would be good, because both a Dokkan Fest Mecha Frieza and that, like, a Super Saiyan Trunks, like, they would be a buff to the Android/Cell Saga team, which both of them actually really, really could use the buff. Like, those teams do need, that Android/Cell Saga team does need extra units, right? But I think, like, a standalone Legendary Summon LR Mecha Frieza would make a lot of sense, right? Because, of course, he is on Revived Warriors. So that would be a buff for Frieza's team, which makes a ton of sense to me. Revived Warriors is a team that is very good, but it's also a bit finicky in that, you know, you have, like, you know, like this Angel Frieza has nothing in common with, like, this Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta right there, right? You've got a lot of, like, just completely random units on this category. So these types of categories, just the more they constantly feed it, the more they add to it, the more variations of team builds you can do, and just the better overall that the category is going to become, right? Not exactly the same thing as, like, pure Saiyans, where, you know, you just have infinite amounts of, like, Super Saiyans and stuff like that work perfectly together anyway, right? So as much buffs as Revived Warriors as we can get would be good. So a standalone LR Mecha Frieza would be great. Also, it would make sense, too, because we have yet to get another leader for the Wicked Bloodline team. So, like, you know, we easily could get this Mecha Frieza who could be, like, Wicked Bloodline category key 4 and 150% of stats or something like that, right? Like, that would make sense. You know, at that point, this celebration give us a Wicked Bloodline leader, a new Otherworld Warrior leader, and a new Revived Warrior leader. So it would just be a fantastic celebration overall. So I would personally love Mecha Frieza, but I know Mecha Frieza does not really, like, he's not, it's not like he's going to drop and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, gotta summon for him, right? Like, you know, me and Goresh are going to be going crazy, but that's it. So, like, you know, with Heroes coming up, they might want to go for something a little bit more hype. Now, I personally do think this guy is very hype, but I don't know, this is just a really cool thing to me, right? Like, the Super Saiyan Kaioken is super damn cool. So I would be, again, tremendously excited if this guy got an LR. I think this guy also could get a Dokkan Fest, honestly. I don't know if Pikkon and this Goku could get a dual Dokkan. I don't know that that's quite a dual Dokkan Fest type of thing. Or, I mean, I feel like both Goku and Pikkon could get Dokkan Fest, but a Pikkon Dokkan Fest, I mean, that would not sell well. Piccolo would sell better than Pikkon, right? Android 13 probably would sell better than Pikkon. So I don't know if Pikkon is quite a Dokkan Fest exclusive worthy character, but I think Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku is. I mean, look at this. Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Goku Family, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, Otherworld Warriors, and Final Trump card. This would be good. Full Power, Otherworld Warriors, and Final Trump card certainly could use a summonable LR. And a guy like this, where, you know, he's got Shocking Speed, Prepare for Battle, and Over in a Flash. Like, if he was a summonable LR with all three of those, again, you put him on Final Trump card and Full Power Otherworld Warriors, he's going to be amazing. I mean, think about how good of an effect he would have on this Goku right here, right? One of the leaders for the Otherworld Warrior team, who goes from Prepared for Battle to Over in a Flash when he transforms. So you drop this guy as a Dokkan, or not, as a summonable LR, like, that's gonna work. That, like, he would be good for that Otherworld Warrior team, and, you know, we need buffs for the Otherworld Warrior team. Like, if I would prefer anything for this Part 2 LR, the only thing I guess I really would prefer is if it was Otherworld Warriors. Mecha Frieza obviously is not, but that'd be cool with Mecha Frieza as well. That'd be good for Revived Warriors, Wicked Bloodline, stuff like that. But this would be cool. I would totally be fine with this, right? So we'll see. Now, the other thing we could potentially see, I mean, this was Garesh's idea right here. I talked about this with Goresh. This is what he gave me, was this moment from the Tournament of Power. Because, again, we've got Revived Warriors, we have Otherworld Warriors, and then, of course, we also have the Tournament of Power as possible themes for this LR. This was a pretty hype moment. Now, I don't know what this card would be called. This card is probably not going to be called Vegeta, you know, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, Frieza, Angel, Golden Frieza, Android 17, Goku Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan, and then, like, Ultimate Gohan. Like, they might just call this card, like, Universe 7, or, like, Team Universe 7 or something like that. But this would be fairly interesting, right? I mean, just looking at this moment, they would probably be on Full Power, Reps of Universe 7, Tournament Power. What else? What other category could they hit? And unfortunately, that might be it. I mean, they could be on Transformation Boost as well, but would 17 knock that off? They probably won't be on Revived Warriors, so it really could only be Reps of Universe 7, Universal Survival Saga, and Full Power for that LR. So they, of course, would not be on Frieza's leader skill, but, you know, sometimes LRs would be on leader skill, other times they're not, so it's like there's no way we could really tell, right? I suppose it is also possible that there's no Part 2 LR, but, I mean, I would say, right now, I feel at least 70%, I would say, that there's going to be a Part 2 LR. With the Elder Kai banner shenanigans and stuff like that, and with Heroes coming next month, maybe I'd go more like 80%. Like, I think we have a very, very high chance that we are going to see a summonable LR. Now, we could potentially get some sort of Jiren as well. I don't know. I feel Jiren deserves another Dokkan event, honestly. I'm not necessarily saying he needs, like, a Dokkan Fest LR, but Jiren, I think, is a character that should get another Dokkan event. You know, they easily could make a Jiren that transforms into Full Power Jiren, right? Boom. And then that would, you know, this guy is still one of the top 4 best units in the game. I kind of like the SDR Vegito as one, and then, like, Jiren, UI Goku, and Bootanks, like, are almost in my head right now sort of interchangeable to me. Like, I don't, like, you can make the case for any of those 4 as number 1. Personally, I'm most comfortable with Vegito at 1, but then I feel like the order, like, you could kind of mix and match them, I feel like, any way, you prefer their playstyles and stuff like that. But I think that is, like, they are the top 4 right now. I think they're a little bit above other top-tier units, right? So Jiren could be good, but again, Jiren is not going to be a big seller in front of Dragon Ball Heroes, right? That's the only thing. So, I mean, something about a Super Gogeta right now does feel right to me. And again, I know a lot of people are gonna, like, rolling their eyes like, Gogeta again, oh, we just got Vegito. And then it's like, you know, the Heroes Dokkan Fest could very well be fusions as well. You know, like, I don't know. For Heroes, what if they do Super Saiyan 4 Kaioken Gogeta? What if they do Kaioken Blue Vegito, right? Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Super Saiyan 3 Vegito. Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta. There's so many things they could do with Heroes. And that's the thing. I mean, they want people to summon before that Dokkan Fest Hero stuff comes potentially next month. So be ready. And then also how ridiculous Frieza's banner was. Big shit is coming. So be ready. That's all I'm gonna say.